Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a small little April TBR for you guys. It is going to be super unrealistic. I'm not going to read all the books that I talk about, but I've been feeling really in the mood to have a mood read, so I think I'm going to maybe pick up something random at some point of this month and just disrupt my TBR. First, I'll let you guys know my actual April TBR. So the first thing I will be hopefully reading in April is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I read Six of Crows last month, and then I took a quick break for the mini Spooktober readathon. I actually did get 2 chapters into this before taking that break, and I think I just really needed a break from the Grishaverse. I think I was just consuming it all so fast that it was almost, at this point, a little much, going from the whole Shadow and Bone trilogy to Six of Crows and then straight into this. So I'm glad that I took a little break. I'm super looking forward to reading this. I actually am thinking about DNFing the current thriller I'm reading right now because I woke up yesterday morning just dreaming about the Grishaverse and how much I loved it and how much I wanted to be back in it. So I might just jump into this a little sooner than April. We will see. But I'm super excited for this, and I'm not scared because I know King of Scars duology is behind it, and I know probably maybe more behind that. If you title something like Verse, I feel like you're just obligated to keep writing on that universe until the end of time. So that is my expectation, and I hope Leigh Bardugo will follow through. A quick Vincent appearance. He was scratching to be let out of the room, so now he has to pay the price. He'll be on camera. He's very unhappy about it. Okay, so the next books that I'm going to be reading are part of a series, and the third one is coming out this month, and I have pre-ordered it. It's the first book that I've ever pre-ordered, so I do kind of want to read these before it comes out, so that does kind of make my TBR a little more serious, but we'll see. I have confidence I can get through these even though they're really big, and they are the From Blood and Nash series by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I also have the sequel, Kingdom of Flesh and Fire. These are some really thick books, and I am expecting the third book to come out just as thick. They are pretty long, but I really want to jump into them. I don't know what it is about a big book. It just really makes me want to read it. I know I've said that a billion times, but this one is 600 pages, and this one looks it's also just over 600 pages. So I will be trying to read both of these before the new one. I think it's A Crown of Gilded Bones. That just might be a total word mashup. But that is coming out at the end of April, and I want to get these read to be able to finally, for the first time ever, take part in the hype and excitement for a new release and read it right when it comes out. I have it pre-ordered, so I'm supposed to get it to my house about 2 days after, so that leaves me a little bit of grace period if I am running behind, which we will see if I will be. The likelihood is high because these are both very large. And so that makes technically 4 books, and these are all pretty large books too. Typically I'd read a book a week on average, but this last month I've had such a good reading month that I think I've just really raised my expectations, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with that, but we will see. The next book that I am going to read this month for sure is going to be She Would Be King. I'll pop a picture of it up because I'm just saying it off the top of my head and I have no idea who the author is, so you'll see it right there. But this is my book club's pick for this month. We meet once a month on Zoom, and I found them on Instagram, and it's really fun. So this is the book I'm going to be reading. I am going to be checking this out from my library because I finally got a library card, and that's another reason this whole TBR might be a disaster, because now just the possibilities of audiobooks and physical books that I could go get from the library and pay no money for is overwhelming, and I'm very tempted to just throw all my plans out the window. So we will see if my TBR survives or not. You will have to make sure you subscribe so you can see the aftermath and the April wrap up. But I have 4 more books, which I'm definitely not going to read all of them, but like I said, these are books that I've just been really wanting to get to and felt really in a mood for, and so I'm hoping if I finish those 5 books before the end of the month, which is super unlikely, but if that happens, I will probably pick up one of these books. Or my birthday is also in April, so I might get some books for my birthday and also read those. So lately I've been in like super sci-fi and space kind of mood. I want like a female protagonist in space kind of vibes, and I think I've been seeing a lot of the Lumine files and the Aurora Rising and Skyward too by Brandon Sanderson. So I've just been super in a mood for a space sci-fi, and I have one that fits the bill, and it is To Sleep in a Sea of Stars with Christopher Paolini. Not with, by. And this is by far the prettiest book. Can you just please admire how pretty it is? It's so shiny. It is the most gorgeous book that I own. I was so excited to buy this one. I think I bought this one for myself as a Christmas present, and I think it's time that she gets read. Have you like ever like had such big expectations for a book you almost don't want to read it because you're worried that it'll fall short? That's me with this. This is going to be the first sci-fi that I've read in my adult revived reading life, and I'm really excited for it. It's just so pretty that I could not bear to have this pretty book on my shelves and be like, yeah, it was pretty, but it sucked. But hopefully it's good. It's about a female biologist who basically makes first contact with aliens in space, and that's all I know. But it's also very large, and hopefully maybe I'll pick it up. The problem is I'll be in a mood to read something, and so I'll be like, okay, well, I have these fixed plans, but after those I'll pick that one up. But then by the time I get to it, and more honestly, like by the next day, I'm already in a mood for something else. And then my TBR, but I keep it on there because I know I want to read it, and that is my dilemma that I deal with every single day of my life. So maybe I'll read this, or maybe I will pick up I always want to say Crescent City. I know it's not Crescent City. It's House of Earth and Blood. I just want to say that it's really rude to put the series name this big and then have a tiny little title. It's just rude. I'm going to call this Crescent City no matter how hard I try not to. But it is A House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. This is so popular on BookTube, and is so pretty. I ended up picking this up from a local bookshop, so I didn't feel bad spending that much money on it because I was supporting local business. But yeah, this is super popular, and I just saw a tweet that was kind of asking for books that were like people in their 20s who had like exes in former relationships and aren't like 16 or 30, like actually like kind of more relatable to people my age. And people were responding with different suggestions, and someone was like Crescent City, and I was like, that's all I need, one more reason to actually get to reading this. But it's also very big, so I definitely will not be reading this and everything else, but maybe I'll start it at the end of April. I would like it. I also kind of enjoyed getting into thrillers for the mini Spooktober readathon, which I will have a vlog for coming up. If it's up, I will link it. If not, stay tuned. But I did not get to this one, and I've been wanting to read this for so long, and I feel like I should just do it. Death and Mrs. Westaway. I've talked about this a billion times, and I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing about it. So basically, it's about a woman who gets a letter saying your grandma died, come collect the inheritance money at this mansion. And she said, that's not my grandma, but I'm going to do it anyways and see what happens. And things happen. So I really want to read it. Will I get to it? And lastly, this is a book I super badly want to get to. Not only because it looks super good, but it is borrowed, and I have put it off for way too long. And that is Anxious People by Frederick Backman. I know this is a really popular author. I know my friend Al really loves, I think it's A Man Named Ove, written by him, and I was like, oh, I already have a book by him. So I need to read this because it's also my friend Kami's, and I need to get it back to her. And it sounds like kind of like a thriller premise, but really quirky and kind of weird, and just maybe like really character driven, which I've come to realize I am a super character driven person rather than a plot driven person. But it is just so beautiful. It will make me feel like I'm working towards my book of the month backlog, but I'm not. It's Cammy's. So maybe I'll read that. And that concludes my very wishful, just kind of rambling of books that I hope I will maybe get to in April. Will I get to all of these? Absolutely not. But hopefully I'll get those first 5 and maybe one of these. Even as I'm saying it, I know it's not going to happen, but we'll see. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a very productive month. Let me know if you have a realistic or unrealistic reading goals in mind for April, and I will see you guys later. Bye!